Now we can hear us.
Okay. And
Yep.
what a journey we are taking. And we've got folks backstage saying, yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love the head nods. They
Exactly.
really help. So, how is everybody this non-rainy Thursday? This is
Yeah.
the first one in a
Million years
yeah that we haven't had the raindrops falling
on our head.
and everywhere else too.
Exactly.
Oh wow, it's past week. Oh my gosh, the week went fast.
Told you it was.
Yes, but that's and that is a good thing also.
Mm-hmm.
I am Zare, and to my left or your right, depending on how the picture sets up,
Mm-hmm.
I am with my husband, Imar, and we are taking the journey together. We have been on this journey on our Black media for roughly 5 years.
Yes, I
Four,
think it
five,
has been
four,
5 years.
4 years. And yes, it's been about 4 years we've been on here. And it's been a nice little journey that we're taking.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hmm,
Go
yes,
ahead.
he's still doing the other things that need to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And while he is doing that, what I am going to do is once again go with you through our belief statement. And our belief statement goes like this: we are going to relate. It doesn't matter what our mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, or even what Jesus says, we are going to relate. Hopefully that did not offend anybody. We get the idea that we can be friends, but we can't be lovers, or we can be lovers, but we can't be friends. And most of us have gone through that at some point in our lives. Therefore, we decide that we can marry our lovers, but not our friends. But at taking the journey together, we feel the need to relate in a balanced way. And what we mean by relating in a balanced way is, since we have the idea that our best friends can be our best lover, we take that information or that idea, and we take the friendship and sharing side and the lover and sexual compatibility side, and we put them both together, and we use that connection to work towards a thriving relationship, or what we call healthy relationships. Ba-dum-bum.
And
And then we have happy, thriving relationships, healthy relationships.
exactly. Exactly. Oh, you got to excuse me. When you said ba-da-da, one of them put me on the spot real quick. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay. So,
That's left over from today.
yeah, exactly. We got some people already who are showing up. I don't know who this particular person is, but hey, we got somebody showing up. That's glad to see that. I'm from another particular country.
Happy to see you.
Yes, happy to see you.
That's Korean,
Is that Korean?
I believe.
You think it's Korean?
I'm not sure. I can't see that well,
Mm.
but I think it might be.
Okay.
But at any rate, glad you're checking in.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was.
It
I thought
is.
it was. So do we want to not prolong? Because, we kind of move
No.
through our subjects real quick. Well, not the way we used to. We just kind of, put it around, and da. We're moving to a
Yes.
subject, getting people to be able to eat it,
And
take it with
moving
them.
through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
As a society is. So let's first of all, let's go ahead and give props where props is due. And hey, there she is. Next time we may have my generator machine on where we hear something that might go like, yay. Have you ever been on a show when I had the generator and I was going crazy over the generator doing horns and all that stuff?
I don't think I have.
Oh, you would
Maybe
remember
once. I think once. I think.
Yeah. I don't think Sharon would like that. I'll be honest with you. I was going just a little bit too crazy with it.
that was the thing.
yeah.
It was, yes.
Now she got mad doing the times when she said something that sounds so nice, and I would click the button and it goes, "Oh yeah." she was thinking like it was just too serious. I guess she thought it was. So I don't play with it. I don't bring it, but I might bring it next time. I don't know.
We never know.
So how are you, dear, in today? And how's the day been going? And let us know a little bit, before we start.
Oh, like I said, marvelicious, fantabulous, groovalicious, on point, I cannot make up this day, even if I wrote it myself.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. I love that. I love that. And we know that you
nice.
are seen, even if other people and yourself saw this day as not being so positive, meaning I didn't get everything going my way, you're still going to pull something positive out. Am I right?
That is absolutatious correct.
Yeah. I just had to say that because some people think when people speak like that, it means that everything is going their way. That's just not necessarily true. It's your mindset of how you look at that situation and how you then pull out of it. Hey, on that note, because I'm a sci-fi nut, a science nut, do you know that they have a way where they can go to the desert, have a certain particular machine, and it can pull water out of the desert air?
Out
You know,
of
they do.
Yeah.
They can pull
Yep.
water out, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's what we need to think sometimes in a relationship. Do we have the ability to pull water out of maybe our desert air? Meaning we ain't going and not making too much of sense between one another, but we still got to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're going to pull
Gotta
in on.
find. Gotta
I'm
find.
sorry.
That's okay. You got to find the joy in each other and the relationship.
Exactly. Let's pull in our new host. Our host. Is it host? You English teacher, help me out.
With an S.
Okay. I thought it said host. I didn't.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
She would put me on the spot.
No,
I just knew that.
I thought
just
you
knew
did
that.
until you asked. And then,
All right,
yeah.
that's all right. Don't worry, I'll get you back. But anyway, go ahead. Let's let our hosts go ahead and tell a little bit about themselves.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Exactly. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what is it that happened to bring you guys here anyway, man.
My name is Mr. Terrell Smith. So I is Mr. Smith. This is my lovely wife, Mrs. LaShonda Smith. She's currently doing a tactical resupply on our baby, Love Smith. So that's why she's halfway out the picture. And the wife will speak on how we are currently guests on you guys' show.
Yeah, I happened to find you guys, but we we met back in 2014, and in the military. We were both in the military, and we re-met back up in 2019, and here we are.
All right. All right. We're glad to hear that too.
Nice.
Got their own story. So that means we're getting ready to run into our program and go through our different sessions. We know Sister Latita, she knows all about what that is about. She's been part of that kind of flow. So I want everybody to go out and share right now. Share with your friends, share with your mate, share even with your enemies.
Yes.
I'll say to you the way one preacher used to tell me one time, you may have to put this information in your freezer because one day you may have to pull it out. So please do that. Okay, we're going to start. And we're going to start on that same note that we were talking about, dealing with that machine that popped in my mind, how it can pull actual water out of the desert.
Yes.
And we're going to use a word that in our relationships, especially balanced relationships, because that's what we push, that we need to many times keep like that machine in relationships that sometimes we don't at all, especially with the troubles that we go through. So our topic today is called what?
Why admiration can be missing and how to rebuild it.
Admiration. Does anybody here know? I'm going to do that. I'll start with Latita. Latita, give us a spiritual insight of what adoration is. Besides us usually start with
Admiration.
Admiration. Well, thank you. Instead of we usually start with our technical, let's say, definition.
Well, I mean, we are taught admiration is version of appreciation of your breath and your existence on this plane. First, I may add, admire and appreciate the self before you give outwardly. So
Yes, exactly. This is we got young folks in this, so we're going to actually ask them too. What do y'all think? And whoever wants to be the one to speak, what adoration is? Admiration. Why am I saying adoration? Admiration.
Well,
maybe you should say it.
We'll talk about it later.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So anyway, what do you, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, from the Matrix? What do you think admiration is?
Would it be showing your partner what you admire about them, and expressing that to that person, I would assume.
I love the fact that you put some action behind it besides just having the thought behind it. Too many people have the thought behind things, but they don't necessarily add it to actual action. And that's one thing for sure. Okay, Mr. Smith, how about you, sir? I love that onk you got on too.
Kamsamida. My idea of admiration was show that you took the time to pay attention to the little and subtle things that they like. And excuse me, it may not even be out of your way, but it's just like I do believe with so much technology that a lot of people miss the subtle things. So I believe that admiration will be showing someone that like you admire them to a point where you notice the little things and you come fill in those little points that they think nobody care about.
Okay. Wow. He puts it where the goats get it. That's an old saying, brother. Some people say, put it where the grass is. What? Anyway, I forgot that one.
I don't know. I heard Joe Madison say, "Put it where the goats can
you
get
can't
it."
even go back to the other one.
I cannot.
I can't even go back to the other one. Put that in. So we're going to give the technical. I always like to give the technical from the area of what they call expertise or excellence. The technical, one of the technical definition admiration is basically refers to the feeling of respect and approval for someone or something. We're talking about someone in this case. It is often associated with appreciation for quality such as beauty, skill, intelligence, or achievements. When you admire someone, you may look up to them or have a strong positive regard of their abilities or their character. One of the things that Cher and I, when we first did this study of admiration, am I saying it right now? Okay, was that you also have kind of similar to what Sister Tita was talking about when she talked about breath, which is many times we'll have that awe for someone else. We'll look at them with admiration, admiration. Eyes might be open wide.
Yes.
You have a glare like it's basically you're looking through them. You might usually see that kind of admiration a lot during that first stage of courtship in a relationship. And then you might move a little bit into what they call that fall into love situation, right?
Yes. But quite often when you get at that point, you're not sure whether it's going to be admiration or infatuation.
Well, that does happen. That does happen. Well, today we are going to find out not just so much of the difference, but we're all about in our relationship when it comes to thriving, healthy relationship, how we keep it in a balance so that we just keep admiration in the first place.
Yes.
Okay, today, the way society is, where things are going, the polarization going on around us everywhere, black and white, blue and green. Republicans and Democrats, we are, exactly. They are not like us, or we are not like you. We basically don't see much of admiration actually happening in our relationship, but we must have that as a basis and a foundation in a balanced, healthy relationship.
Well, for a lot of people, it's hard to show admiration for other people because you're so busy. They're so busy admiring themselves.
Exactly.
With this everything is selfie. Take a selfie here, take a selfie there, take 60 selfies in the same position and wonder why none of them are better than the other.
Yeah, and still like none of them.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Unhappy.
Yeah. Well, I see all the time on the algorithm, whether we call it sisters, not just sisters, because sisters are looking at brothers, but most of the time they're just in turn doing selfies, just looking and flossing and all that stuff. And they have many of hits just doing that. And of course, Facebook and YouTube may pay them for all that, but we definitely live in that. Okay, we're going to start with one example. You want to start some of the examples we have here?
Yes. Where are we?
Right here.
Okay. Sorry. Some sisters have never been shown what a man looks like when he loves in balance. And by the same token, some brothers have never been in a space where their strength is met with admiration, not suspicion. And when we come together, we're not just building love, we're unlearning survival mode, which is an important piece right there. We're unlearning survival mode. And when we start talking about unlearning something, and putting it with survival mode, we have a problem.
Sister Latita, we know a little bit about your background too. At the same time, you'll be talking about it after our break. How much do you see that people many times are operating in survival mode?
Well, culturally speaking, oh my goodness, it's innate. It's what they call epigenetics, right? It's the pass down. You know, that's what what we've witnessed even in real time growing up. Observation from Big Mama, Diaz, the dads, the pops. We witnessed them in survival mode, not just innately, but we observed it. And as you stated, unlearn. So we're going to give ourselves that brainwashing. We're going to give ourselves that brainwashing. Brainwashing is not a bad thing unless you want it to be that. No, we're going to flip it. We're going to make the brainwashing a positive attribute to ourselves when we unlearn.
Yeah, our young folks, you guys look like you're in between probably 15 and 20, right? I just knew this brother already. I just can feel this brother. I just knew he from Cali. He can't help it. I got too many partners from Cali. I love them all too, but they can't help it from that end. But from that point of view, are you feeling what she's saying from that end? Do you still see that happening a lot, or maybe that's part of your kind of feeling, your lifestyle too?
How society has changed? Yeah, society. Me being I just say I'm an '80s baby, but I'm really a millennial, as they want to call it. But I don't, on the inside, I don't feel that way. I know my sentiments too. So I believe a lot of things have changed, especially since electronics have came in the way of how people operate. And like you guys were saying with the selfies and, you know, the I, it's like, it's this competition and people stop being compassionate. And I noticed, and it's just like, you get ragged on for being the good guy or trying to be the nice person or the loving, caring person. It's just like, there's something wrong or off about you. That's why you're being nice to me. And it kind of just throw the whole mix off. You still just kind of got to be true to yourself, because good things come to those who wait.
Yeah. You know, when you said that, my brother, I remember my first particular marriage. This is my wife and I second go around. There was a sister that I knew of real deeply. We had an argument. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it was just
here.
I was going to say,
this
sister who every time I would bring up that thing about, you know, we need to be this way, you need to give back and all that good stuff. And she would say, you know, that's mighty white of you. That's what she would say. So the very thing that we're talking about now, admiration, in her eyes, she would say that's a white thing. I'm seriously, not a right thing. She would say that was a white thing.
Yeah, I understand. That sounds low vibrational.
Yeah, that is.
Low vibration.
Is. So we say when we come together, we're not just building love, we're what? Unlearning survival mode. Kind of something what Sister Latia was talking about. I know she could talk about that for days, even though she did speak it the correct way. As for we need to change or flip that script in our mind. And sometimes that subconscious tape that doesn't know the difference between the two plays it over and over again. But we really got to flip that script many times in our relationship. Okay, let's get that last example and so we can move on.
A woman who may have been in a 30-year marriage only to find out her husband cheated the whole time. Even after she leaves, the habit of guarding her heart can keep her from expressing awe or praise toward a new partner. Latita's shaking her head or nodding her head. And what are the thoughts that are flowing there?
Well, I mean, again, a woman and or a man, you shouldn't bring over your baggage from one to the other. I was taught that and I held on to that. How Leroy treated me in 2020 is not how Clyde is going to treat me in 2022. They're two separate individuals. They're isolated incidents. And so we need to stop bringing that baggage, that carry-on, that knapsack, that lunch pail, whatever you want to call it, with you when you're going to that other relationship, because that's not that person.
Yes.
And the problem with that is we are taught not to be alone. We are not taught that there is work that needs to be done what before you are with somebody else, that there should be some in between time so that you can in fact do some healing. But the word healing only comes when you have something going on that you need to go to the doctor for. In our community, especially now, you hear it more, but back in the dark ages, back when I was growing up, I'll just put it on me. Back when I was growing up, nobody ever talked about healing between relationships.
Mm-mm.
First of all, so many people hung out in relationships that there was no admiration left in. They hung out in relationships that there was no like in. And if there was no admiration and no like, there certainly was no love in it, but they were still hanging there. And they were not healing. They were, for lack of a better term, rottening away.
Wow.
You know, and so, but they never taught us how to do anything else.
And that leads us to our next session. We're kind of running behind, to be honest with you. Our next session is understanding the history behind the abstinence. I was thinking when you just said what you said, our young people now call that I'm in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
And they kind of run it that way too. So betraying long shadow, a cheating on spouse may learn to keep affection practically, but what?
Practical, not vulnerable.
Example, she may thank you for taking out the trash, but not say, I admire how you handle our trash. What's another one? Someone we know, you got to say something. Y'all got to say something. You just popped off real quickly. Is that what happens to you, to Mr. and Miss Smith?
Well, he always takes out the trash, so it's just, I can definitely say things like that to him. So.
Okay.
We had, oh my goodness, it's funny. I'm smiling because this came up in class yesterday. Mm-hmm. Had this young lady that just popped out. Somebody said something about trash, and she said, I'm not taking out any trash. If there is, when I'm in a relationship, he's going to have to take out the trash. I'm not touching it. Why should I have to touch the trash? That's for him. There should be men's jobs and women's jobs, and I'm not taking out the trash. And I mean, she was serious and adamant about it. And I'm like, do you create trash? Well, yeah, sometimes. So why shouldn't you take out the trash that you create? Right. He's there. I'm like, oh, and this other girl said, you will never have anybody in this day and age if you're not willing to work with them. But yeah. She was very adamant about it, and now this trash thing comes up.
Thank you, Mark Holly, for saying something to us. And we're glad that you're joining us here at the same time. I'm sorry, as a moderator, to keep us moving on. We're a little behind right now with those sessions. Cultural shaping in households where women are head of the house. That is a lot. I came out of a household where a woman was head of the house, my mom, and she handled it very strongly too at the same time. I always say I'm a fatherless father and a fatherless son at the same time. Head of the household, and men were seen but not heard. Admiration for men's leadership wasn't really modeled at all, and they didn't get much admiration whatsoever. So example, she may be used to taking every decision, or making every decision to be exact, without discussion, simply because that was what she grew up with. And we know in the African-American community, many of our families have had women who just run that particular relationship. And in turn, of course, they have more than one generation of the women running the relationship, and many of the men don't feel always that important or admired whatsoever. We see from Tyler Perry, as somebody was talking about before, history, cultural shaping, and we see from other particular shows. I always look at how we always have that argument between a woman and a man, especially when we look at what's the old show, Red Fox. We still see some today.
Sanford and Son.
Exactly, we still see it today, where there's always an argument and debate between one another, and it always makes it seem like when it comes to the male, he is the last person to know, or he should know, or in turn, he just don't know at all. And that, of course, doesn't show admiration for both sides, let alone that one side.
But the problem with that is debate is good. There's nothing wrong with debate and discussion. The problem is when it's done in a negative manner. And that's what they portray on those shows. They portray that lack of agreement in a very negative light, where it's, you know, it's dissension more than discussion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
like
that's
that
what
you said decision.
yeah, and that's what we come to think is normal.
It goes right along with how right now the climate is and the spirit is right now, that we are to be separated. Someone is better than another particular person. So hey, dissension, we better keep that in a relationship. And of course, at the same time, media says if it doesn't lead and doesn't bleed, we don't really want to care.
Exactly. But we've got to realize that in a relationship, it's not a matter of rightness or wrongness. Who's right, who's wrong. It's finding that middle ground. It's finding that point where you can agree and work from there.
How do you two young folks handle that in that situation between you two? Who really runs the show between you two? Oh, I'm sorry, I just had said that.
We eventually, given that we both like military background, we'll both digress and egress into a battle position and go bunker up somewhere, and then go let all our anger out somewhere outside of each other, and then we might meet back in a tactical alpha with like peaceful accords. So in English terms, we'll probably might blow up a little bit and separate, and then realize that that's not how we want to interact with each other, and then we'll come back.
Okay. She's shaking her head, and every bit of she's shaking her head because we know she says a lot either on the internet or she'll say something here. It's got to be true. You mean that they say all the time? If it's on the internet, it's got to be true. So if it's on Zoom and you shake your head, then it's got to be true.
StreamYard too.
Yeah, I'm working on my mouth.
Okay. Well, we're going to move to our next one, and because we got to move right along. Where are we at? Oh, the next session before we move into our break is how this shows up in our present relationship. As we just got through talking, you doing that question?
Yes.
You may bring balance, presence, and care, but it's unfamiliar to her or him. Example, you may plan a day trip for the two of you, and instead of reacting with excitement or verbal praise, she responds or he responds with logical questions like, what time will we get back? Or like some people do with me, so where are we going?
That's curiosity.
I'm not saying who says that all the time.
That would be me. That would be me.
Hold on for a second. It's Sister Latita. I'm driving all the time, every place we go. When we went to see you in Atlanta, not getting too much of business, before he went, she asked me that more than once. Where are we going?
No, I asked, where are we going first? There's a big difference.
And even
said,
when
where
we
are
got
we going
close
first?
to where you're going with the GPS, still ask me, where are we going first?
Because we were at this position where we could go see you first, or we could go check into the hotel first. That's why I said first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Yeah, but see, I know you see, brother, that's why I need you here. Because that's what they would say. It didn't make sense to me. I'm driving and I don't know where I'm going, and I'm trying to get her to be the good navigator, but she's asking me, where are we going?
I can't navigate if I don't know.
So we call Sister Latita, and she was like, I don't know, but there's this building's over here. I was like, let me just park the car and get out on the walk.
It was hot.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. We do that all the time. So anyway, finding that, and in this particular case, we're talking about how it shows up in a relationship, and somehow that's how it shows up. This can feel like a lack of admiration. I certainly didn't feel like an admiration. Even if I was an Uber or a Lyft driver, I should have made you pay me, but that's all right. But it's often a habit of functional response rather than emotional acknowledgement. Sister Latita, I wanted to ask you this before we go into a break. I think you can answer it good. Isn't one of the enemy of admiration the area called taken for granted? Or am I wrong with that?
I actually believe that you're right with that one. And we have to be mindful of those that we allow to take us for granted. Mm-hmm. It's an allowance that we can't afford to pay anymore.
Ooh, wow.
That is,
I guess that's the mic drop on that one. In fact, it is going to be mic drop. We have to move on to what do we got to move to now, Shane?
A break.
A break. Yes, that's how we have to call
it. Don't go anywhere.
And we shall be right back. Tell your friends and neighbors here to be right along what we're doing. We'll be right back.
Hello, world. We're here serving Savannah, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Brooklyn, Houston, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, and the world. The best music all the time. The greatest songs ever made, every time. Tune in to Hot 2100 Savannah and get a taste for your ears. Hot 2100 Savannah, serving Savannah and the world.
I be damned if it's me. I see why you mad, you ain't swaggin' like
this. Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Oh, it got me. The commercial got me. I'm sorry.
He was into the cleaners.
It was back in her day, not mine.
It was. Oh yeah, I was feeling it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, tell a little bit about us, where they can find us.
Okay, we are Aymar and Zare, and Taking the Journey Together can be found at the email is takingthejourneytogether@gmail.com. On Facebook, we are TTJ Together. Instagram, we are Taking the J Together. And if you are, you can also find us Thursday mornings. See, we're on twice on Thursdays. Once in the morning on radio on WRUU. I keep getting that 107.5. I got it now. And then that's at 11 o'clock. We used to be on Saturdays, but now we're on Thursdays from 11 to 12. And you can also find us here, of course, but you can reach us if you want to get in contact with us. If you're interested in coaching, you can reach us at 786-763-1324. Or, if you want to email us at takingthejourneytogether@gmail.com, please do that. But whether you email us or you call us at 786-763-1324, make sure you leave a message and you let us know what it is that you are wanting to talk to us about, especially if it's counseling.
I know some of
coaching.
y'all calling just to check to see if there really is true about our show or taking a journey really exists, because I'm getting many people just calling the number. They're not leaving any message at all. Well, we can't help you if you don't leave the message.
Yes.
Please leave a message. We're not always standing there waiting to pick up the phone. Anyway, okay. Now we got her back on. Tita, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and where they can find you and connect with you too at the same time? We're going to try to do this earlier because I'm just going to be running real quickly for the rest of the sessions.
Okay, well, you can mostly find me on the TikTok. Mostly find me on TikTok under my spiritual name, Sister Saya, Seyah. And I'm going live actually tonight. And you can also call me, but please text me first at 865-271-9694. It's about betterment, leaving you better, not bitter.
All right. Oh, I like that. So
Yes.
are we still, my sister, going to try to hook together with you on your live program once you get that you're done at whatever level that TikTok says?
Yes, actually, after tonight, I have one more airing on Saturday. I've already unlocked 2 more features. After Saturday, it's fair game. Oh, my goodness.
Well, we got something special that we're going to tell you about after the show. Want everybody to stay on the show after, because we got something special that I've been working on for the last couple of days. In fact, I was up all night working on this, and it's finally, hopefully done. But yeah, we'll be talking about it then. Okay, we're going to bring in our couple as we go on to our next particular chapter.
Well, we need to hear about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, right, go right ahead.
We don't-
I figured they were just
we don't know who-
normal couples with kids, and in turn, they were just living the life of joy. But anyway, go ahead.
So tell us about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
What are we telling you?
And Little Smith.
Yes, exactly. Give us a couple of minutes and spit it out.
What would you like for us to tell you?
Yeah, she woke up. Sorry.
Oh, she did work out.
Yeah.
So,
You want?
where you live at? Where you live at?
Where can we
What
find you?
part of the city, I should say, country, state, and all that good stuff.
We're
Without
in Georgia.
detail.
We're currently in Georgia, Hinesville, near Fort Stewart. That's where
Military?
we were.
Yeah, that's where we both met at 2014 in South Korea.
Oh, I remember you did say that. No wonder why you're throwing out those military lingos. I was wondering, this brother throwing out military lingo. He got a beard and everything. He ain't no military. From that end.
No, 15 years old, man.
Oh wow. Oh wow. So what do you guys do now besides being good mothers and father with your children?
That's what we do, and we learn to tap into our higher being. So that requires a lot of distractions not available, and to constantly keep you distracted. So we try to stay away from distractions.
All right.
And do more natural things and not fall into. I'm trying to speak like English without like throwing out all these esoteric and
Thank you
terms, but it's just we're finding our inner peace while trying to navigate this world, and being a married couple with 2 children.
Yeah.
I love that. Love that.
And we're also trying to figure out how our purpose can be given back to the world, because in a sense, that's in our belief, that's our goal in life. Find what our purpose is and give it back to the world. So it takes a lot of time to figure out where our peace is really at, and really working on ourselves. So once our little ones get old enough to emulate what it's like to grow up into our household, we're not making a front page news for bad reasons. Maybe it's good reasons, like a Nobel Peace Prize, or youngest college graduate.
All right.
There you
You
go.
can tell this brother's a talker. When you get him going, that Cali goes, man. I love that. I was thinking real quickly when you said what you said. There's old preacher used to say to me, what was that? I'm sometimes you can be so heavily minded you're earthly no good, but sometimes you could be earthly minded that you're heavily no good. So now you're trying to find out how heavily good you could be on this earth. I'm so glad that you took your opportunity to end the honor of you being on our show. And this could definitely be something you want to keep a door open for you to do and get that chance to be able to express yourself in this particular way too. All right. So we're going to move on as we need to do, because we're a little bit behind.
But that's okay. We're gonna get there.
Yes.
It's about the journey.
And making sure we get there where we're going on the journey. Creating a safe place for admiration to grow. Creating a safe place for admiration to grow. Model without demand. Some admiration for her consistently. No, sorry. Show admiration for her. Show a safe space for admiration to grow. How do we do that, by the way? How do you create a safe space for admiration to grow?
You show admiration for him consistently.
Okay, that's another way. Oh, I love that. That came back to the other side. It does. I used to say, when sisters used to tell me sometimes, well, we see, if you want respect, you want to get respect. I remember I was in the midst of a bunch of sisters telling me that. I felt like I was on the spot, and then it came out of me like I usually do. I said, well, it goes both ways.
And respect is one of those things that definitely goes both ways. However, quite often, the person that is demanding respect is not necessarily giving it anymore, because once again, we're back into that all about me.
Exactly.
All about me.
Exactly.
And admiration, when you show admiration for each other and you do it constantly both ways, it works out great. You can tell her or tell him things like, I love how you light up a room when you walk in. Even if they don't pay much attention to it, if they go, yeah, okay, sure you do, type of thing. Say it anyway, especially if you believe it. And what are you about to add?
No, I said it's gonna stick with them.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And we ain't talking, young brothers, you saying I love the beauty from your behind. We ain't talking about that. Okay. Especially if she's facing you. That's, you're not in that position. But anyway, that's another way of showing admiration. Sometimes the admiration might be, as the brother was saying, something small enough of, would you like me to be able to go ahead and take care and get up and see what's going on with our child, even though the child is crying? Sometimes it might be just that small of that admiration. And I know you do that once in a while, brother, don't you?
Sure, because at the end of the day, it's just like I do find a habit of complaining about things that she may be messing up, and I'm like, well, this is my house too. Let me contribute and not jump down her back and saying that she's the problem for it being messed up. Let me just fix the problem. So, and it also shows admiration that, give her a break from all the tasks she may be doing around the house.
Wow. Invite her to see you lead a community meeting or solve a tough problem for a friend. I know we're picking on our brothers right now, but I'm going to do that for a little bit. Many times there's some brothers that in turn are not really doing anything as a representation of giving back in their life, not only in their own family, but they have not the slightest idea of how to or want to get back in the community, not knowing that sometimes if they give back in the community, whether it's, volunteering down the street, volunteering, help some other young folks, that many sisters, including their wife or the mate, would really look at that as being admiration. All right.
Yes. And sometimes it's just inviting them into what you do.
Yeah.
What you do naturally or normally. Like last week when I invited you to open house and you were sitting there. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't even spend a lot of time with you, but you sat there as long as you needed to, but you got a chance to see what my surroundings were going to be.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what my surroundings were going to be either.
I was solely shocked because we live mostly in a community that's a red state mostly. So there's mostly people don't look like us, so they're being white folks. And I felt kind of uncomfortable. I tried not to make it look like it was just a bodyguard, or I tried not to make sure I looked at doing any kind of mean mugging, which was surprising. But the fire chief came in and he smiled at me so wide, he acted like he knew me. What the heck? It was so funny. What was uncomfortable is the police officer walked by twice. Her classroom looked in twice, like, what are you doing here? That was too funny from that particular. Sister Latina, I see you smiling. Why are you smiling like that?
Well, you said the fire chief, and I said, oh, he must have saw your light. That's what that was.
Okay, and you didn't want to put it out, but that police officer certainly did.
Yeah.
He came from way up. What's that?
And I said he saw more than the light. They always see more than a light, when you have psychosis. Not all. I'm not saying all.
Exactly.
Not saying all. But
Yeah.
I wanted to give the young,
Mhm.
and I say young folk, I appreciate you all being on this show, especially with the little one. As I myself, a mother of 8 raised and reared adults now, I appreciate the fact that not only are you there together, but you shared just the moment of the baby with us to show that we are committed. This is us. This is who we are unapologetically. So thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I really do too. I was thinking for a minute. Some people do not like to show in the public because we are public going on right now. Whoever's watching us around the world or whatever, they don't particularly want to show faces because of some dangerous things that happen in the world. But you did, mother, a little bit of it. I was going to caution you before the show about that, but you have to make that final decision. But just know from that particular end, we can't pay any of your bills if something happened. No, I'm just joking. Just be concerned and be careful. That's all.
And with that said, if you are parents who protect your children, that's not that much of a fear. If you keep your babies close to you, then you are their protector.
Exactly. Normalize verbal acknowledgement during calm moments. Share what admiration feels like for you. When you tell me you're proud of me, I feel deeply connected. I'm gonna say that right now, sister. Sometimes in turn, us brothers can act like we're alpha males, beta males, or no kind of males. And we may give the perception, I don't need nothing from you, but except for what you may do for me in other places. Many a times inside, we need just to hear you say, I'm proud of you. We need to hear you say, I'm glad you are my man, my husband, or my friend. We really need that. And us males, we have to stop, and thank you. We have to stop sometimes giving that kind of psychological wall that we don't need nothing from our relationships. Because we might think, oh, I'm a little boy if I'm do that. Well, you probably didn't get much of as a little boy anyway. But how much more do you need it even from the mate that you claim you love? And a balanced relationship for sure, because it's exclusive between you two. I'll say this. It's an exclusive relationship between you two. You two need to treat it that way. Special and how can I say it? Loving between one another. Huh?
Yes. Treated with reverence.
Yes. Exactly. So we'll get ready to move on to our next session right now. Heading down to the end of the show. What's our next session about?
Addressing the unspoken barriers. Fear and vulnerability. One may equate admiration with letting your guard down. Self-worth. Years without receiving admiration can make someone feel they don't have the right to give it either.
I'm gonna toss that real quickly, and I may seem like I'm being favoritism, but I just know a little bit of her background. Latina, what do you think about that self-worth thing that many times just eats at us when it comes to relationship, especially that one thing called, what is it called? When something comes to you or says to you consciously that you're not good enough.
The imposter.
Yes.
Okay, self-worth. Okay, let me gather myself. Culturally, again, I go back to innate epigenetics observation. We're taught not to view ourselves in that light. And we wear that skin that was given to us by our ancestors that knew not or have forgotten, you understand, of self-worth. And when I think of self-worth, the word self by itself has God in it, E-L, okay? Just to point that out. And I'm of the mindset to be selfish before I become selfless. How can you tell me when you can't tell you? So it's about building you up, befriending you, not falling in love, but standing in it. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes that part of you, as you brought it up, could be that shadow side. I put it on my page, by the way. If you ever go to Facebook, look at Craig Butts, you'll see I put something up there all about embracing your shadow side. And yeah, we're talking about embracing your shadow side. Some of that admiration, well, some of that self-love is being able to even love that part, find out that part that is a shadowness about what you are and what you have not wanted to be confronting all the time, and be able to confront that with love, which is what admiration will do. And you'll find out, well, there's a reason why I did that.
Yes.
It may not have been nothing to do with me. Maybe it had to do with my child and how I was brought up. And subconsciously, I'm playing a particular program tape over and over again, because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between right and wrong anyway. And it's got nothing to do with me, but I accept it to be that way. And I take it as a tradition in my life. And I need to let it go.
Yes.
Well, don't you have a shadow? You have a little shadow that goes in and out with you anyway. So why not embrace it? It's yours anyway. It's going to intertwine and go into the creeks where others can't go, where you can't physically go. It goes into the unseen. So embrace it, because that's a part of the journey anyway.
I've seen that. I've seen that some people, when they embrace the shadow, they find that it was maybe that curiosity that we covered it up because someone said you can't be curious anymore as a little boy or as a little girl. And so when you grow older, you step on it, you crunch it, you throttle that curiosity, and you just kind of let it go and turn. It wants to live again and wants to breathe again. It wants to let you know that this is who you were when you were younger. And you have a right to explore the world in such a way, and that curiosity. And we need to do that. Even in our relationships, we should, in turn, be comfortable to be able to explore and have the curiosity in relationships with one another.
Because when you think about it, as children, we played games with our shadows.
I didn't. I ran for mine. No, I'm just sorry. You know what? I could never catch it.
But it caught you.
Every time I stopped, it was still there.
Because it caught you.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but I was just saying that, we played with our shadows, but at some point in our lives, we got to the point that was childish. We couldn't do that anymore. Something was wrong with us if we focused too much on our shadows. But at that particular point, when you think about it, that's when we needed to focus on our shadows the most.
I agree with that. I mean, when you spell curious, it has two U's, the universal U.
I love that. I love that.
So you stay curious with yourself. And as she stated, we played with our shadows, not really, some of us knowing that shadow was looking out for us in the unseen anyway.
That's good to hear that. And I'm always going to bring an African perception too, that has to do with connecting to not just ourselves, but connecting to others, because we all are connected together when it comes to the universe. Where Ubuntu speaks that we are who we are because of who you are. So we connect and should be able to connect with others and their shadows too at the same time. Yes. And I think it's very important that we can learn from others, because sometimes the reflection of someone else is something that has to do with what is in you. And that admiration that we see in others should be the admiration that hopefully reflects back to you. Understanding it may not feel natural for you to say certain things, but I want you to know that means a lot when it comes from you.
Absolutely. And sometimes that's why it means that much more.
Yeah.
So let's get to the really good part.
What's that?
The closing challenge and reflection. I love this part because it's like the solution part. And that's when we get to this part every week, it's like, I'm not going to do it. Let's really get into what can we do?
It's not just talking about us actually practicing what we preach.
What can we do to make it right? So just to recap, admiration is it doesn't always mean admiration missing doesn't always mean admiration absent. Sometimes it's unspoken, it's unlearned or buried under life experiences, and sometimes it's just that ongoing uncomfortableness that we don't know what to do with. And it's somebody was about to say something, I thought. So it's the
baby was.
Oh,
she said, "I'm getting my admiration now. Y'all get out of here."
Hey,
hold on before I go. Is everybody seeing those viral commercials of those babies? on Facebook. The babies are walking out and doctors are talking to them, and they're saying things like, I wish I'm looking for my mom. I want to go back in my womb. I don't know why I'm here because she's broke anyway. I mean,
Wow.
I'd be dying laughing. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it because I've been seeing them come up all the time. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No problem. So with that in mind,
Mhm.
not the babies,
Mhm.
but with the understanding of admiration,
Mhm.
let us talk about the relationship challenge for admiration.
Yep. We're always going to end
Already?
with some kind of practice, per diem, or something for you to actually do, not just speak of. We'll do that in all of our lessons.
Yes.
Go ahead. You go ahead and stop, baby.
Okay. So the first one is for 7 days.
7 days.
You can start today. So you go from Thursday to Wednesday, and then you'll probably keep it going on further.
Mhm.
But at least for 7 consecutive days, express one moment of genuine admiration each day, no matter how small.
For the other person, not for yourself, by the way, in a relationship.
Oh,
You
that
go,
takes all the fun out
yeah,
of it.
well, if that's the case, then you ain't doing much together.
Yes,
But
because I admire me so much.
well,
You know,
like I
that's that
said,
selfie generation.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you will find when you start this, because Cheryl and I have, this is our 3rd day, and I'll be honest with you, we had to start it all over again because we forgot one day.
We did it one
just
day,
totally-
forgot the
we
next.
got so stuck into some problems that just dumped on us that was like, ain't nothing to admire either today or with us. So we had to start it over. So you'll find that you will have to purposely focus on admiration
Mhm.
in your relationship for your mate, what's going on. And you may start, as this brother said the first time, you may want to start from the smallest thing to help you out. You don't want to
Yeah.
think about and come up just with the biggest thing, that I love you
Mhm.
because you look like the universe is connected to you and everything that's above is like the sun. And so therefore I think you're like God.
Wow. Do that tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
7 days, 7 days, write it down. You will find it will be difficult, but you will find that
It gets
admiration
easier.
is like love. Love is an act of your
Mhm.
will. It's an act of your will.
Yes.
What's the next one? We got to move on. I'm sorry.
Okay. Share one story from your past where you saw or experienced admiration in a healthy way.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a tough one too from the past. You may not have been looking at it before. If that's the case, try your mother and father. Maybe try your friend down the street. Maybe a teacher. If you never have looked in your relationship that way, you can cheat. No, I'm just.
But it doesn't say where it happened to you.
Yeah.
It says from your past where you saw it or experienced it.
Mhm.
So you don't have to be a part of it. You could have watched another parent and child interacting. You could have watched anything, or anybody doing this. But was it a time when you felt it was healthy admiration that you were seeing? If you can see healthy admiration, that means you can pattern after
I
that
love
healthy
that. I love that.
admiration.
You start reprogramming your program that you have in your subconscious mind that doesn't look for it whatsoever. It's not
Yes.
usually something present that you saw before. 3rd one, invite her to share how
Or
she
him.
was, or him, or how she was shown or not shown admiration in life. Yeah, we're going to go that way. We're talking about
Yeah.
the shadow side now, that how it wasn't shown.
Mhm.
Okay, it was
Yes.
shadowed in this particular case.
Yes.
That's also that side you need to take a look at too. Right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you have to have balance. And in
Mhm.
having that balance, if you only look at the good things, you're not really giving yourself and your relationship the chance to have that justice piece.
Both high and
Yes.
low energies exist as us as being energy beings. So
Mhm.
we have to be able to look at both and make sure we know how to balance it. Let's get our closing encouragement because we're right at 7:00. We're running kind of late, and I don't want someone on the other side, as the producer, try to give me a hard time. What's our closing encouragement? And I'm gonna have everybody say a couple of words real quickly, and then we'll have to cut it off.
Okay. The closing encouragement. We don't just inherit habits, we inherit silences.
Mm.
And in our love, we get to decide which ones we keep and which ones we break.
Well, you got to say that again. That was good.
We don't just inherit habits, we inherit silences. And in our love, we get to decide which ones we keep and which ones we break.
Wow, that is too good. Sister Latita, give us a last couple of words. What you think, what your thought is on this program, and we really appreciate it. Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say that solution starts with soul and has you in it.
I love those little tidbits that you give.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, hopefully get used to Mr. and Mr. Smith. Go ahead, tell us real quickly your thoughts and your feelings too.
Yeah, we are very grateful and honored to be on here on your show, listening and gaining some real helpful advice for our relationship going forward. And, we are very grateful.
My brother?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was trying to get you the brother who was talking the most to say something real quickly too.
I was waiting for her to finish, so just being respectful of one's time. But yes, I'm also grateful and thankful to be a guest / host to the show, and we look forward to receiving future insight and things to emulate from watching you guys show. Thank you.
Good. Well, we love to see and hopefully get you guys back on again. We don't scare you away whatsoever. I think that youth side, the millennial side, is also important that we get in. And I think the most important thing is you are operating as a couple. I've always in turn feel uncomfortable who talk with people who talk about relationships and they're not even in a relationship. Ultimately, it's like talking to a mechanic who in turn has never worked on a car. So it's important that we also should be in a relationship, had experience in a relationship. That makes it important when it comes to taking the journey together. So anyway,
hold on. One more thing. And this is up to you. If you'd rather not, just say you'd rather not. Introduce us to little Miss Smith.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Her name is Love.
Oh, she just put a little bit of love in my heart.
I was feeling look at that smile.
Well, you know what? I'm going to end the show just like that. I'll say amen as we keep
end
on
it
going.
with love.
And that's someone to add to
I like that.